Alright, hello everyone, welcome back once again. I'm Nicodemus Kane. Today is December the 13th of 2022. You ever had one of those weird pop-ups that Windows had to verify your identity? That's weird. I don't know what that's all about. It's like, yeah, I'm me. I've only been using this computer for the past 5 years. What? That's weird. I've never had one of those. That's new stuff, but then again, that's the future that they want you to have. That's the new world order way of saying that you need to be chipped and you need to have your ID 2020, your digital ID, your biometric ID, anything and everything that you need to have so that you can use the service of a computer. You will never be able to actually own anything on a computer. You will quite simply it will be a service, but you will have to go through our processes in order to be able to confirm that it's you. And whether you use a computer or not, you will have a digital identification so that you can use it. And that if you do have to use a computer, then you will have to jump through every hoop possible. But you don't have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about double authentication or having a code number sent to your phone or, password link sent to your email. No, we could simply just put a chip inside of your hand. All you gotta do is just wave your hand over the top of your laptop or over the top of a reader somewhere. It has all your information on it. It'll be okay. Don't worry about it. That's the future they want you to have. And the entire time that they're telling you that you can have this and it'll be the best thing ever, it'll be great, it'll be amazing, it'll have all your medical information, it'll have all your identification, all your passports, everything that you ever need to have will be right there on you 24/7. But they will lie to you. And they will tell you, no, it's not to track you in any way, shape, or form whatsoever. We can't track the chips. We know where your phone is 24/7, but we can't track the chips. Don't worry about it. We can't track the chips. You'll be fine. You'll be absolutely fine. Just make sure you don't ever speak up against the party system, though, because if you do, then we can quite simply turn your chip off. And you will lose all your money. You will lose your ability to be able to go into your home. You will lose your ability to be able to use a computer. Your phone will be locked out from you. Everything will be locked out from you. So all you have to do is make sure that you do everything we tell you to do. Don't ever ask questions. Don't ever question anything. You don't need any kind of free speech, any kind of free will. Just follow the party line. And we'll give you everything you ever wanted, everything you ever need. That's what they want. And all that came from me having to verify my identification on Windows. This is how it starts. It's how it starts. Everything I do at this point has some kind of double authentication nonsense. Everything I do. And most of them are annoying. Most of them are really annoying. But that's what it is. It's a slow build towards, well, you can get rid of all this. All you have to do is, swipe your hand. I don't want to live in this world any longer. I'm sure a lot of other people don't either, but and nobody fighting for it. Nobody's fighting for it. Nobody seems to care. So I don't know what to tell those people that they don't want to be here anymore. It's like, well, you have the choice. You either fight for it or you let it steamroll you. It is what it is. Uh, Today we're going to read Jeremiah 12. I have enough about. It's enough about talking about the world outside. I have been seeing. I've been seeing a lot of people falling for the tricks of the world, especially this whole Twitter thing. Oh my goodness. This Twitter thing has gotten absurd. Everybody wants to talk about Elon Musk as if he is the savior of the world. Look, he brought our free speech back. Yeah, he may have brought your free speech back, but this is still the same guy that's, he constantly talks about AI programming and algorithms, and he has an agenda. He himself has a what is it? It's some kind of a. It's very similar to Meta, to the whole Facebook thing. Elon has his own deal, and buying Twitter has allowed him to basically become Facebook Part 2, Meta Part 2. He already has a user base inside of Twitter, and he is able to use people's information the same way that Facebook uses your information. Kind of like a data storage. I don't know how do you want to describe it. It's not. It's spying. I know it is. It's spying on your personal information, of course. But it's using that information the same way that Facebook would use that information. It's to sell you a product. As soon as Elon took over Twitter, the one thing I noticed besides people coming back onto Twitter, people being allowed to come back onto Twitter, the only thing that I've seen that's changed is the amount of ads have increased. And they've become more specialized to what I want. They are targeting me in a way that Facebook ads target me. Of course, Facebook ads have gotten out of control. I mean, you only get like 2 scrolls, or two posts from your friends before you see an ad. Twitter, it's still about 4 or 5 posts before you see a sponsored ad, but it's become more directed at me. They're not just trying to sell me off the topic of, stuff I talk about. Whereas before, I wouldn't see as many, and the stuff that they showed me, I wouldn't care about. It's like Ritz crackers, so what? Who gives a crap about crackers? It's become more directed. The used car salesman has bought himself a platform to where he could sell you more shit. That's what it is. I say used car salesman because Teslas are shit. Electric cars are not the future. I'm just going to say that right now. They're not going to be the future. They're going to turn things even worse than they are, but hey, most of us won't be around by that time anyways. What do you want? Give me a second here. Hold on. had an allergy attack. Before I even was able to sit down, turn my computer on, started sneezing. I was like, come on, I don't need this. It's too early in the morning for this. But let's go ahead and start Jeremiah 12. I have not been caring about the outside world. I really haven't. I've got too much other stuff that I have to worry about. It's still a lot of things I have to worry about at the house, things I have to worry about at my mom's house, things we have to do. I just can't focus on things that happen out in the real world. You know, it's just people believing the dumbest crap possible, and the garbage, lies, and deceits of the world seem to have died down a little bit. But, you know, they want you to have a good Christmas. They want you to have one good little romp and spend all your money, do everything possible to make yourself as happy as you can be, and definitely not look at what they're doing, which means they're probably doing something in the background. And anytime they're trying to distract you, they got something going on in the background. This is definitely the time for truthers to wake up to what may be going on. But of course, so many of them are talking about stuff it just doesn't matter. Again, ooh, Elon did this, ooh, Elon did that. But in the meantime, in the background, you know, such and such else is happening. And of course, real truthers, not real truthers, these fake truthers that are only out there to make money, only out there to, you know, only out there to speak against certain talking points. They're not covering the real issues. You know, they like to talk about, oh, such and such politician did this. Oh, such and such bill was passed to do that. But they won't cover the real issues. They won't cover anything about, you know, what's going on with children, the manipulation and garbage that's happening, because they know people don't want to hear it. They know people don't want to hear it, and if they were to talk about it, they would lose their ad revenue. That's their money flow. These people aren't truthers. They aren't going to the places that need to be talked about. They are trying to make a buck. They will tell you the headlines. They will give you the opinion of their headlines, and then they will try to sell you a t-shirt. Didn't used to be this way. But just like everybody, as soon as you start getting a cash flow, you start changing. You start finding ways to keep your cash flow or improve your cash flow, which is exactly what we're seeing right now. The truth has been monetized, and it is sad. It's really sad. Truth should be free. If you're charging people to see the truth, then you're not doing it right. I've actually had an argument with about this with somebody that I had said, you know, well, it was a flat earth thing. That's what it was. Some kind of a conference. There was a truth conference is what it was. And they had people on there that were, I know were shills. I know they were. They only talked about truth for the product placement. Only just enough, gave you only just enough information to make the money. But when it came to the big hot button topics, they didn't want to touch it because they knew that they would lose their avenue or their revenue. Their revenue. They'd lose their money, so they purposely avoid things. And I called him out on it. I said, "There's a lot of shill power going on there." I said, "You need to watch out for wolf in sheep's clothing." And people blasted me for it. Well, how could you say that? How could you talk about, it costs money to be able to do this. Of course, people are going to ask for money for this and that. And I said, you know what? It's one thing when you tell the truth and people want to pay you to tell the truth. It's another thing entirely when you want to read a headline and then sell a t-shirt. I said, this isn't truth. These people are manipulating you. They're taking you down a certain way, and they're not telling you when it comes to the real issues. They're not getting to it. They're not talking about it. They're not fighting a fight for you. They're telling you what you can find out in other places for free. Oh no, it costs money to be able to do this, do that, blah 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 blah, all of this stuff. And I'm like, no. If I am told that the only way that I can get the true understanding of a headline, or the only way that I can get the straight news is that I have to go to somebody's website, and in order to access the information there on the website, I have to sign up for a monthly subscription fee. No, truth is not free. It's not free. I'm paying for it. I'm paying somebody's subscription so that they can, again, tell me their opinions. Which is what it is. It's opinions. That's all I'm doing here is opinion. I'm not really informing you. It's just opinions. But at least I'm doing it for free. I'm doing it for free until they take me off the air. Which is another thing, too, is that they toe the line so much that they'll stay on the air. Because, again, it's ad revenue. They will do their best. They will go out of their way. They will sell themselves out. They may know the absolute truth, and they may know how bad the truth is, and they may know that, this isn't right. But they won't talk about it. They won't even touch it because they know, again, that's their ad revenue. It's where their money comes from. But, it is what it is, and I see it every single day now. Guys that they've made their money, and they're just going to keep making that money any way possible, and they're not going to talk about the big topics. They're not going to push anything that you really, really need to hear. And that is why evil continues to grow. Alright, let's read Jeremiah 12. Righteous art thou, O Lord, when I plead with thee. Yet let me talk with thee of thy judgments. Wherefore doth the way of the wicked prosper? Wherefore are all they happy that deal very treacherously? Thou hast planted them. Yea, they have taken root, they grow, yea, they bring forth fruit. Thou art near in their mouth, and far from their reins. But thou, O Lord, knowest me, thou hast seen me, and tried mine heart toward thee. Pull them out like sheep for the slaughter, and prepare them for the day of slaughter. How long shall the land mourn, and the herbs of every field wither? For the wickedness of them that dwell therein. The beasts are consumed, and the birds, because they said, he shall not see our last end. This sounds familiar as well. This sounds like something at the beginning of Jeremiah 2. Where was it? I know it sounds familiar. We are starting to find some repetition. Then again, maybe there's a reason. I'm not going to go digging through it, but it does sound familiar, though. Starting back up at the top. Righteous art thou, O Lord, when I plead with thee. Yet let me talk with thee of thy judgments. Wherefore doth the way of the wicked prosper? Wherefore are all they happy that deal very treacherously? So, why are they all happy that deal treacherously? Why does the way of the wicked prosper? Because on this world, evil snowballs. I have talked about this several times. We all have the free will to do anything we want. We can choose to be righteous, walk the path of God, love everyone, trust, speak the truth, or we can be treacherous, lay snares for each other. Profit on others' suffering, not tell the truth, be deceitful and lie. And sadly, the lying and the cheating and the stealing will always profit you more in this world. It will always get you more in this world because everything in this world is for vanity. Everything in this world is for yourself. There's nothing here that does any good for your soul, your heart, your true life. It is not until after this world, after you die, that you will find out that everything that is here for this world is meaningless. Nothing. We set up treasures for our next life, for the world that we have faith in, the world that we take comfort in, the promise that God has given us. That isn't to say that God can't give us treasures in this world. He says if you follow Him and love Him, listen to His commands, follow His ways, that He will give you everything that you need. And I've seen that. I've seen that personally in my life. When I came to God 5 years ago, and He gave us this house, the ability to have this house, the ability to pay off our debts, get me a job that I can last at, that would, be able to pay for all this. And then he gave us love, and he gave us strength, and the family became better. Gave us hope. Completely changed our lives. And anyone can have that on this world. But the easier way to do it is to lie, is to steal, is to cheat people, is to take it without caring of the consequences. Why does the wicked prosper? Because this world is fallen. Because people have the ability to do evil, the worst kinds of evil. And the system that is in place is set up so that evil people can get away with doing evil things. It is the system. It is the whole system. The whole world system is made that way. At one point in time, it seems like there was a system in place for people to do good and people to profit from doing good and to make better lives. And then something changed. Something happened. Somewhere along the line, something changed, something happened, and it seems like it just fell apart. Again, I don't want to get too far into it, but it seems like it was that, late 1700s, early 1800s, where it something happened. Something in the world happened. I don't know what it was, but something definitely came into this world that changed a lot. Why are they happy? Why are all they happy that deal very treacherously? They're happy because it profits them on this world. It is instant gratification. And they refuse to hear any kind of truth whatsoever that everything you do in this world is for vain. I mean, seriously, do you think that a billionaire, if you talk to a billionaire and tell him, it's pointless to have all this because you can't take it all with you, do you really think that he's going to listen to you? He's enjoying his life right now. He doesn't care. He doesn't care about what's coming in the future. He's having it now. He's happy. He's going to keep having it. He's going to do everything he can to make more. I always have found that amazing is that, when you have millionaires and billionaires that make all this money and it's never enough. They have to have more. There's some kind of an aspect of evil where you just have to have more. That's that snowball effect. It starts off small, but you just have to have more. You have to have more, and you have to have something darker. You have to have something more sinister. You have to move on to the next big thing. And eventually you get to a point to where you have all of this evil behind you and you just want more and there's nowhere else to go. And it absorbs you. You can see it. You can see it in these people. It just absolutely consumes their life. And I think once they get to that point, it becomes a matter of, I don't want this for me so much as I want to spread this to other people. I want others to fall as I have, so that I can, we can all revel in it. If that makes any sense at all. I don't know if that makes any sense whatsoever or not. But that's why. And I can go into the whole thing about, why does God let people suffer? Well, who says God lets people suffer? Maybe God tells you the truth. Is that if you don't come to Him with pure heart and pure love, maybe He doesn't hear you. I mean, we can talk about that all day. I have my own opinions on it. The truth of the matter is, God tells us that we suffer because we have fallen away from Him. Is that we have not come back to Him with whole hearts and pure hearts. And He shows us that because of that, He has let evil work itself in to the system, to the world. It's because we refuse to listen. And I've already said, what about those people that are supposedly the best people in the world? What about all those people? She prayed every day. She did all this stuff every day. She gave to this and that, and then she suffered at the very end. And what if when God took that person, whether they died or, whatever happened, what if it was for a reason? What if they're in a far better place? They don't have to live in the lies of this world. I've talked about this with children before. Children that die, within a year of being born. Or everybody likes to talk about children getting cancer. Well, ask yourself this question. Are those children, are they asking God for help? Are they believing it? Yeah, it's a double-edged sword. It's hard to talk about. It's hard to talk about without sounding like a soulless bastard. I get it. I absolutely get it. There is healing and comfort in faith that I don't think we've even remotely tapped into yet. Christ told us if we had faith as a mustard seed, we could move a mountain. That's how I know it's not just about going into a room and just praying to God. That's how I know it's not just about going out into the open sky and looking up and screaming for help, asking, begging for mercy. There's something more to it. I have no idea what it is. I can't even fathom what faith as a mustard seed looks like. I can't even fathom it. It has to be amazing, though. And I think a lot of people fail because of that. They can't even they've fallen for the lie that you can just skim the surface of faith. We're not even supposed to skim the surface of faith. We're just supposed to have just enough for a tiny, tiny ass seed. Can move a mountain. That's why the world fails. That's why the world fails. Because it's just, all we ever do is just skim the surface. We never actually know. We never even remotely understand how this works. And none of us understand how it works. Some of us can get it. Some of us can get the power of God, and some of us can do amazing things, and somehow they have it. But the majority of us, I don't even think we could even fathom what that kind of power is. What that kind of understanding and love and faith and ability to work miracles is. That's why wickedness prospers. That's why they are happy to deal treacherously. Now that I've talked for 15 minutes on one verse, verse 2. Thou hast planted them, yea, they have taken root, they grow, yea, they bring forth fruit. Thou art near in their mouth, and far from their reins. But thou, O Lord, knowest me, thou hast seen me, and tried mine heart toward thee. Pull them out like sheep for the slaughter, and prepare them for the day of slaughter. Which is similar to the wheat and the tares. Which goes along with people not having the faith to be able to see it. The tares have grown along outside of the wheat, to where if you were to pull the tares up, the wheat would come up too. So they have intermingled themselves in with the wheat, meaning that they have, if you want to put it in context of, let's say, churches, they have found their way into the places where they can interject themselves and cause people to be led astray. Now, a lot of people say, well, it's not possible. It's not possible inside the church. Everybody in the church is of one mind, and we're all loving and caring, and we all know the truth, and we all know this, and you all know that. No, you haven't known the truth inside of a church in hundreds of years. I'm sure there's still churches out there that are doing everything they can to make sure that everybody in there is of God and is righteous in their ways. But the majority of churches, the majority of people, have let evil men with evil agendas creep into the churches so that they can cause everybody to fall to the wayside. They can cause everyone to fall astray, to not hear the full word, to not understand the power, to lose that faith as a mustard seed, if you want to do it that way. To convince us all that if you follow God a certain way, Everything will be fine. That certain way is definitely not part of the Bible. It's not what God tells us to do. But that's where we are. Because we, as humans in the past, our ancestors, our fathers before us, their fathers before them, and so on, they did not do their due diligence. They allowed the tares to grow up inside of the church, and it has spread. They have taken root, and people fell for it. Verse 4, how long shall the land mourn, and the herbs of every field wither, for the wickedness of them that dwell therein? The birds are consumed, and the birds, or the beasts are consumed, and the birds, because they said, he shall not see our last end. Because everything is falling apart. Alright, verse 5. If thou hast run with the footmen, and they have wearied thee, then how canst thou contend with horses? And if in the land of peace, wherein thou trustest, they wearied thee, then how wilt thou do in the swelling of Jordan? For even thy brethren in the house of thy father, even they have dealt treacherously with thee. Yea, they have called a multitude after thee. Believe them not, though they speak fair words unto thee. Going back up to verse 5, this kind of speaks for itself to a point, so I might just read through it again. If thou hast run with the footmen, and they have wearied thee, then how canst thou contend with horses? If you ran the race with other people, and you got tired by running a race, how in the hell do you expect to run a race against horses? There's a context there that I could use for just about anything. We'll keep going. I don't want to get too far into that. And if in the land of peace wherein thou trustest, they wearied thee, then how wilt thou do in the swelling of Jordan? If in the land of peace wherein thou trustest, if you were in a land of peace, they wearied you, how wilt thou do in the swelling of Jordan? The swelling of the river Jordan? When everything floods out, everything becomes chaos. For even thy brethren in the house of thy father, even they have dealt treacherously with thee. Yea, they have called a multitude after thee. Believe them not, though they speak fair words unto thee. Which again, there it is again. Your family, the house of your father, the people that you trusted the most, your brothers and sisters, the people in the church, the people in politics, the people of the world, they have dealt treacherously with thee. Yea, they have called a multitude after thee. Believe them not, though they speak fair words unto thee. The wolves in sheep's clothing. The people that will constantly tell you, come to you with soft words that tickle your ears, that tell you, all you have to do is just follow our ways, do this, do that, and you'll have everything. They have dealt treacherously with you. They have called the multitudes after you. Do not believe them. Believe them not, though they speak fair words unto thee. The warnings, the warnings have been there from the very beginning. Constantly warning. Don't just follow God's ways. Be wary of other people trying to convince you of their ways. Don't let evil creep into it. Do not learn the way of the heathen. What was the other one about? Dressing yourself up in order to make yourself look better for the love of God. What was it? Don't dress yourself, it was something similar, don't dress yourself up in order to find the love of God. You could teach your ways. Why would you dress up your ways for the love of God? You could teach your ways to the wicked ones. Which is just another way of saying you have allowed others to come in, and you would want to make your ways look as good as possible for others. That you would allow, bad people into the church. We welcome all people. Everyone is welcome. Everyone can come in. And all it has done is it has diluted. All it has done is diluted the church. If you can't live in a place where it is perfect and peaceful, why would you want to go to a place where it is chaos? If you can't be a part of a church, a part of a faith that gives you peace and comfort, if it wearies you to follow those ways, why would you want to move to a faith, to move to a religion, to allow people to bring in a religion that causes chaos and strife? You get that? There's an understanding there. It's probably not a perfect understanding, and I bet you there are Bible scholars that are ripping their hair out if they were to hear this. Oh no, that's not right. That's not how you're supposed to look at that. Well, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I don't know. I'm not perfect. Hell, I could be one of those, multitudes that have dealt treacherously. Maybe I could be. I don't know. I'm just sitting here trying to figure this out, man. That's all I'm doing. I'm not doing the best I can. I'm really not. I'm just trying to find this out for myself. I know that when I hear other people speak it, when I go to other people and I listen to them talk, when I listen to the big time pastors, I listen to the little time pastors. When I listen to, Joe Bible Scholar on YouTube, or I listen to Bob the Nobody on BitChute or something, guys that are doing it like me. I listen to the big guys that have thousands of followers. You listen to several different kinds of people. You listen to, Joe Schmo that, apparently has the best translations in the world. Everybody's different. Ain't none of them match. Ain't no two of them, ever have the same way of trying to figure it out. It's like, well, then what the hell are you supposed to do? No wonder everybody's so confused. No wonder nobody can get the truth of the word. This is ridiculous. So then I come in and I'm just like, look, let's just read it for what it is. Let's just read it for what it is and try to figure it out for ourselves. I know I'm wrong. I know I've been wrong on several things. That's why we're trying to figure this out. Oh, my nose. I know. Alright. It got brighter in the room. I don't know why it got brighter in the room. Like, everything is brighter now. It's weird. Like, it wasn't even this bright whenever I woke up. Everything is bright. Sun's not even out yet. Verse 7. I have forsaken mine house. I have left mine heritage. I have given the dearly beloved of my soul into the hands of her enemies. Mine heritage is unto me as a lion in the forest. It crieth out against me. Therefore have I hated it. Mine heritage is unto me as a speckled bird. The birds round about are against her. Come ye, assemble all the beasts of the field. Come to devour. Many pastors have destroyed my vineyard. They have trodden my portion under foot. They have made my pleasant portion a desolate wilderness. They have made it desolate, and being desolate, it mourneth unto me. The whole land is made desolate, because no man layeth it to heart. The spoilers are come upon all high places through the wilderness. For the sword of the Lord shall devour from one end of the land, even to the other end of the land. No flesh shall have peace. They have sown wheat, but shall reap thorns. They have put themselves to pain, but shall not profit. And they shall be ashamed of your revenues, because of the fierce anger of the Lord. We're back up to verse 7. I have forsaken mine house, I have left mine heritage. I have given the dearly beloved of my soul into the hand of her enemies. That sounds like God talking. He has given over his bride to the evil people of this world, which is what he said. If you do not follow me, you do not listen to me, you do not trust me, you want to follow after other gods, then I will let the other gods have you. And you will find out that you lost all the protection that you once had. Mine heritage is unto me as a lion in the forest. It crieth out against me. Therefore have I hated it. Mine heritage is unto me as a speckled bird. The birds round about are against her. Come ye, assemble all the beasts of the field. Come to devour. Many pastors have destroyed my vineyard. They have trodden my portion under foot. They have made my pleasant portion a desolate wilderness. They have destroyed his vineyard. They have done all of the wrong things to make the grapes grow, to make the fruit grow. The thing about vineyards, I've actually seen a couple different documentaries within the past several years about vineyards. You have to take extreme care whenever you're growing grapes. If you do one thing different, you do one thing wrong, you could ruin a whole crop. Grapes are finicky. They are. Many pastors have destroyed my vineyards. I would look at my original Strong's Concordance, but of course, like I said, this one's not working. We're trying a different one today. This is BibleTruthPublishers.com. I don't know anything about them. I don't know. I don't like the way that they have it by every time you click a new one. You go to Jeremiah 12, but then it's like you have to go verse by verse, which is weird. Many pastors to tend a flock, pastorate. Many pastors, companions. Keep what? Pastors, okay. Many of the people that are tending my flock have destroyed my vineyard. That's exactly what it says. All right, I was making sure. Many of them have destroyed my vineyard. They have made it desolate. This is verse 11. They have made it desolate, and being desolate, it mourneth unto me. The whole land is made desolate, because no man layeth at the heart. The whole land is made desolate, because no man layeth at the heart. The spoilers are come upon all high places through the wilderness, for the sword of the Lord shall devour from the one end of the land even to the other end of the land. No flesh shall have peace. Self-explanatory. I'm trying to think of ways to talk about it, but I mean, it's self-explanatory. They have sown wheat, but shall reap thorns. They have put themselves to pain, but shall not profit. They have worked, but they shall not have anything come of it. And they shall be ashamed of your revenues, because of the fierce anger of the Lord. I want to see what the word revenues means. Your fruit gain, your gain, your increase. They shall be ashamed of your increase because of the fierce anger of the Lord. Those people those pastors that have destroyed the vineyard, that have caused it to grow up wrong. Again, we could talk about the ones that speak the soft words that tickle your ears. They have made it desolate. The whole land has become desolate, and they don't care. No man is laid at the heart. They don't care, because going back in context, going back up to verse 6, the brethren, the house of the Father, has dealt treacherously. They have moved in without you knowing. They have grown up beside the wheat. These are the tares we're talking about, the ones that have come in. They have spoken the evil things. They have done the evil things. They have dealt treacherously, but spoke the fair words. And what they have done is that they have destroyed the fruits of God. From all the places. They have sown wheat, but shall reap thorns. They have put themselves to pain, but they shall not profit. They have worked to create whatever it is they're creating, but it profits them not, because the people that they have led astray have done nothing for this world. And they shall be ashamed of your revenues because of the fierce anger of the Lord. It was all those people that followed God, that followed the true ways, that shall profit, not just money, but shall receive salvation and receive understanding of the word, receive the truth, receive love. All those people that profit nothing, they shall be ashamed, because they can't get it, because they have dealt treacherously. They have ruined the world. Does that make sense? Makes sense to me. Seems to work. Seems to work all right. Verse 14. Thus saith the Lord against all mine evil neighbors that touch the inheritance which I have caused my people Israel to inherit. Behold, I will pluck them out of their land, and pluck out the house of Judah from among them. And it shall come to pass, after that I have plucked them out, I will return, and have compassion on them, and will bring them again, every man to his heritage, and every man to his land. And it shall come to pass, if they will diligently learn the ways of my people, to swear by my name, the Lord liveth, as they taught my people to swear to Baal, then shall they be built in the midst of my people. But if they will not obey, I will utterly pluck up and destroy that nation, saith the Lord. Okay. Here's the interesting stuff. All right, you ready for this? Go back up to 14. Thus saith the Lord against all mine evil neighbors that touch the inheritance, which I have caused my people Israel to inherit. These are all the evil neighbors. These are all the people that have come up against the land of Israel, have come up against God's people. Behold, I will pluck them out of their land, and pluck out the house of Judah from among them. I will pull them out of their land. I will destroy their land, and I will take the house of Judah, my people that are inside of them, the ones that have mixed and mingled together. And it shall come to pass that after I have plucked them out, I will return and have compassion on them, and will bring them again, every man to his heritage, and every man to his land. All these evil neighbors, the ones that have come up against God's children, the people that have come up against God's children, he will pull them out. But he will come again and have compassion on them. And it shall come to pass, listen to this, if they will diligently learn the ways of my people. Diligently learn? If they will half-ass learn, no, diligently learn the way of my people. It was, I would rather have you either hot or cold, but you guys decided to be lukewarm. That's what Christ said. If they diligently learn the ways of my people, to swear by my name, the Lord liveth, as they taught my people to swear by Baal. These are the evil nations, the evil people that have taught the people of Jerusalem, the people of Israel, to swear by Baal. If they come and swear by my name, as they taught my people to swear by Baal, then shall they be built in the midst of my people. These are the ones that ruined Jerusalem. And he's saying, if they come back to me, just I'm gonna tear you out of your places. I'm gonna tear you out of your lives. But I will come back and I will have compassion on you. And if you swear to come to me, to learn my ways, to diligently learn my ways, to give up your old gods, I will put you in the midst of my people. And you will be protected. You will have all of these glories. Diligently learn my ways. But if they will not obey, I will utterly pluck up and destroy that nation, saith the Lord. So, what are we looking at here? Well, to me, that's saying what I've always said. You're never too far gone. If you come to God with a pure heart and say, Father, I will need you to forgive me. You diligently learn the ways of his people. What are the ways of his people? It's God's word. You diligently learn God's word. Want to change your life. Want to change your ways. Don't want to follow the ways of this world. Don't want to follow the ways of Baal. I mean, we're not just talking about all of the gods. What was the line that we heard? Was it yesterday? When they were talking about, for according to the number of thy cities were thy gods, O Judah, and according to the number of the streets of Jerusalem have you set up altars to that shameful thing. They had a number of gods, as many as cities. But no, he didn't talk about, all those gods. He didn't say, as they taught my people to swear by 1,000,000 gods. No, as they taught my people how to swear by Baal, the number one evil god. If they give up their worship of all of these evil things, treacherous, evil things that profit nobody, the people that have moved in, that have trodden down his vineyards, that have walked in darkness. What was the one? They are all happy, all they happy that deal very treacherously. That was the very first one. Wherefore are all they happy that deal very treacherously? Why? Why are all they happy that deal treacherously? What does it profit them? Well, it profits them in this world, because they have done all these things. But if they turn, when God plucks them out of the world, and they turn and they choose to diligently learn the ways of the people, he will keep them. He will let them live. But if they don't choose it, he will utterly pluck them, and destroy the nation, saith the Lord. You're never too far gone. But most people, as we have read over and over and over again, they are so locked down into this system, so manipulated into lies, so selfish and greedy of their own desires, that they don't want to come out of it. They don't want to have anything to do with coming out of it. They will stay in it. Even on the edge, on the precipice of falling over, of dying, of having everything falling apart, they will continue to believe the lies. It doesn't do a damn thing for them, but they're going to keep doing it. And then there are others that, when they hear the word, they understand it. They will come out. And God will grant them salvation. He will grant them peace if they learn his ways. I'm not saying that everybody that comes to Christianity and, goes to church and does their prayers and all, I'm not saying all of them aren't saved because they aren't diligently following the ways of God. That is between them and God. I cannot judge anybody upon that. I cannot at all. I'm just This says, for all those terrible people that were doing all these terrible things to his people, to his nation, that when he pulls them out, he will give them a chance. Everybody gets a chance. He wants everybody to come back. He just wants you to come back. He wants you to give up the ways that you used to have. That's why I talk about the law so much. That's why I talk about not just being a Monday through Saturday sinner. You have to give up your ways. You have to come back to Him. Part of coming back to Him is understanding that the ways of this world are evil and wrong. We're all trapped in them. We're all part of it. I've even said that I am not the perfect one to be talking about this stuff. I still have my failings, my trappings. I want to do better. I'm doing my best to do better. This world has its ways of trapping and snaring you, and that's, you get to those points and you have to stop and you have to say, God, please take me out of this. It's pulling me back in. You have to pray diligently, pray all the time. That's what the New Testament says. You have to pray constantly, because evil is constantly trying to take you over. And the brighter your light is, the closer you get, the more the darkness, the more the demons, the more the devils, whatever you want to call it, the more they will try to get you. I've already said I felt that. I've felt that many times over the past couple years. Just the closer you get, the more they try to bring you down and manipulate you. I felt that. But I don't worry about it. I do not fear it. God has promised me something better than this world. I've promised Him something better out of me. And I only hope I can do good by Him. As good as He needs me to be. Alright. Put my little bookmark right there. And I will talk to y'all later. God bless every one of you. Y'all take care of yourselves. That line, for even thy brethren in the house of thy father, even they have dealt treacherously with thee. Yea, they have called a multitude after thee. Believe them not, though they speak fair words unto thee. But it shall come to pass, if they will diligently learn the ways of my people, to swear by my name, then shall they be built in the midst of my people. Those that have dealt so treacherously with us, it is always an option. For somebody that stumbled upon this that has no idea that you may have decided, for whatever reason, to come to Jeremiah 12. Find Jeremiah 12 either on Facebook or BitChute or Odyssey or something. And you decided, hey, I'm going to listen to this whole thing. And you've gotten up to this point. And you may not believe in God. You may not believe in the Bible. You may not have any kind of, spirituality whatsoever. You may be one of those people that's just on the fence right now. That's like, oh, I've lived this life of atheism or Satanism for, however many years or whatever. And it just doesn't seem like it's doing anything for me. And if you're hearing this, if you're one of those that doesn't know and is hearing that, and you don't understand what that means, this is talking about all those people of the world that are and have been against God, and they have been against the people of God simply because they choose to believe. Those people that were against them, people of God, God says, I will pluck them out. Those people that chose not to believe. And I will have compassion on them. And if they choose to diligently learn the ways of my people, to come in with my people and learn their ways, then they will be built in the midst of my people. They will live with my people. They will have the faith and the love of my people. But if not, I will destroy them with everybody else. That's the patience, the righteous judgment, the love of God. All he asks you to do is to come back and to learn his ways, as a father would. He doesn't want petulant children that won't listen to him. There was never a bad commandment that God gave the people. A lot of people think there are. There's never a bad commandment. You always have the choice. So if you made it this far, that's the message I got. You always have the choice to come back. He wants you to come back. He would love for you to come back. All right, I'm going to stop. I will see you all later. God bless everyone. You take care of yourselves. It's a good message. That was a good message for today. All right. I shall see you all later.